I spoke to the Chancellor on the sidelines of the G20 meeting of finance ministers. She was in Brazil, I was in East Sussex, and asked her about tax increases.
We were really clear in our manifesto that there would be no increases in income tax, in national insurance or VAT, and that we would freeze corporation tax at its current rate, all for the duration of this Parliament. It was really important to do that because working people have already seen big hikes in their tax over the last few years, especially with the freezing of tax thresholds, and businesses need certainty to invest. We've made it our number one priority to grow the economy, and so we want to give businesses that certainty about the rate at which their profits will be taxed when they make profits. That's really important, and unlike previous governments, we will be sticking to the pledges that we made in our manifesto. But tax policy is rightly a matter for budgets, and it's not going to be a budget this week. This week we're going to be announcing the spending inheritance and the emergency measures that we'll be taking to get a grip of those spending pressures. Issues around taxation are rightly for the budget. I want taxes on working people to be lower, but unlike the last government, I'm not going to make any announcements on either additional spending or lower taxes without being able to say where the money is going to come from.
Chancellor, I speak to almost as many financiers who want to invest in the United Kingdom as you do. Perhaps not quite as many, but quite a lot in my day job as well. They are, to a man and to a woman, very concerned about the treatment of capital gains, though. They want to invest in the UK. They want to build businesses, but they also want to know that their exit isn't going to be penalised at a rate which is higher than where they can put their capital elsewhere. Can you put their minds at rest now that they will not see increases in their capital gains taxes when they exit assets which they built up in the UK?
Well, I want taxes to be as low as possible, but unlike the previous government, I'm not going to make promises that I am not able to keep, and without being able to say where the money is going to come from. I'll be setting out the date for the budget in our statement on Monday, and it will be the budget that we make announcements about tax. But the number one mission of this new government is to grow the economy. And to grow the economy, we need to attract wealth creators to Britain. And I'm very mindful of that. We can't tax and spend our way to higher growth and to greater prosperity. We need to attract business investment to be able to do that. And so we want to make sure that we've got a competitive tax system. But it's also why, in just the first 3 weeks in this role, I've announced reforms to the planning system to get Britain building again, something that I know is of crucial importance to investors, both domestic and international. We've created a national wealth fund to leverage in billions of pounds of private sector investment into fast-growing industries in Britain. And it's why we've announced reforms to our pension system, including a pensions bill next year, to unlock a private investment in pension funds into UK infrastructure and into fast-growing British businesses. This is going to be the most pro-growth, the most pro-business treasury that this country has ever seen, because it is only through wealth creation that we can improve the living standards of ordinary working people and have the money that we need to invest in our public services. So I will work with business to make sure that we're doing all we can